Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Allow me to today begin this video differently. I want you guys to watch this short clip here and tell me what comes to your mind after seeing it. Let me know in the comment section because that clip is significant political speaking. For me, anytime I come across those clips, the person who comes to my mind is Rigathi Gachagua. During the last election, Rigathi Gachagua had those women following William Ruto wherever William Ruto would attend political rallies in Mount Kenya. I remember there was one particular rally when the women sat in an entire stadium. Those scenes, I want to ask you, do you think William Ruto can get those kind of scenes after the fallout with Rigathi Gachagua? Of course, that's not the basis of this analysis today. In this analysis, I want to explain to you guys why William Ruto must ensure that Rigathi Gachagua is destroyed completely. Because if you will not destroy Rigathi Gachagua, then William Ruto will see political fire. There is something I've always told you on this platform, that politics is a very interesting game, and politics is also a very dirty game. And Robert Greene is always advising in his 48 laws of power that you must crush your enemy completely. That is law number 15. William Ruto is now very clear that Rigathi Gachagua has to go. And he has planned this thing clearly for those who understand politics. Of course, I want to also assume that William Ruto is also following Robert Greene, because Robert Greene is also telling us that you must plan all the way to the end. You can make reference to law number 29. You must plan all the way to the end. If you've been studying Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment, there is a way it began. It began by Rigathi Gachagua being implicated in the Gen Z protest. Yesterday, we saw how members of parliament voted, the kind of debates we had in parliament. And I want to tell you, even if Rigathi Gachagua had never committed any of those sins he was being accused of, he had to go. Because impeachment is a political process. And in political process, all those other things don't matter. What matters is the members of parliament casting their votes. So it was well planned to an extent that after yesterday, by today morning, Parliament had prepared all the legal documents and submitted to the Senate. And the Speaker of the Senate, Amason Kingi, had gone ahead and issued a gazette notice convening the Senate to sit at 9 a.m., which means these things are planned. And to make matters worse, at the Senate, they had also planned on how they are going to do this. Edwin Sifuna had to stop them because Aaron Cheruiyot wanted the Senate to appoint a committee of 11 people. Sifuna said no.
I want to invite the Senator for Nairobi, Senator Edwin Watenya Sifuna, to second this motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As you have indicated in your communication, indeed this is a matter that is extremely unique, that has elicited immense public attention, and therefore, Honorable Speaker, given the mood of the House and especially on the minority side, I respectfully decline to second that motion.
Which means as things stand today, right now, as things stand right now, Rigathi Gachagua's only hope, in my view, is the judiciary. But I doubt if the judiciary will be able to save him. Because if the judiciary will save Rigathi Gachagua, William Ruto is going to be in more problem. Let me just make some reference on my laptop here. Because I was going through some documents, some posts which I shared on my Facebook page, how the senators are likely to vote. Here is a list of all the senators, 67. We have 20 nominated senators and 47 elected. All the 67 will be expected to vote. So I tried to figure out which county can actually save Rigathi Gachagua. Nyeri, I said can save Rigathi Gachagua, the Nyeri senator. Maybe the elders will go there, but the Nyeri senator is one of the people who was waiting for this bill to send Rigathi Gachagua home. But sometimes they can go back. Nyandarua senator has already declared his stand. Is going to save Rigathi Gachagua. Murang'a, Kiambu, Kirinyaga is going to vote to remove Rigathi Gachagua. Of course, the elders, the ground might shift and they might abstain. Nakuru senator is projected will vote to save Rigathi. Laikipia, Lamu, Machakos, Makwiny, Kitui, those three Ukambani will definitely vote. But there's the Meru, there's the Tharaka Nithi and Embu, those three, Mount Kenya East. Remember, at some point, William Ruto also decided, okay, let us have Mount Kenya split into two, eastern side. And you can now understand why it was split like that. So that the eastern side of the mountain are going to remove Rigathi Gachagua in the hope that Professor Kithure Kindiki is going to take over. So those three senators, Meru, Tharaka Nithi and Embu, those ones are going to disappoint Rigathi Gachagua. If they were to save Rigathi, Rigathi would be in a good place. For Edwin Sifuna, he's independent. And I want to assume he might go the Ndindi Nyoro, Babu Wino route. Now, you move further, Tana River, Mombasa, Taita Taveta, Kwale, those ones will not. Cherargei has been a close ally of Rigathi Gachagua. I'm not so sure whether he will vote to send Rigathi Gachagua home. But politics about interest. If Rigathi Gachagua will no longer serve his interest, he will definitely vote no. But I suspect the pressure is going to be so high on him. There is the Baringo, the Turkana, Samburu, all those. You come to Kisii. Kisii Onyonka might save Rigathi. Nyamira, Omogeni, I doubt. So the Wiper nominated women, and senator might. Karen Nyamu, I'm not so sure. Yeah, then there's George Mbogwa, UDA. So in short, from this list, we are having no around 18. Yeah, for these guys to win, they need 44, which makes the 2/3. 44 out of the 67. Based on these numbers, the yes are 49. Which means for Rigathi Gachagua to succeed here, he must get the 6 senators. Who can that be? Which means at the Senate, Rigathi Gachagua fate is already sealed. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without your support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, allow me to also take this opportunity to introduce you guys to Lemfi. Lemfi is a mobile money app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send money back to Kenya. They offer the best exchange rates, and the money will be delivered instantly into M-Pesa account, Airtel Money account, and of course, if you want, directly into your bank account. You can use the link in the pinned comment to download the app. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. And by the way, you can also send me coffee using the numbers you are seeing on the screen. This mug here is a present I received from one of the subscribers here. He told me, Lee, wachanga kukunya a lot of coffee. Anza kukunywa uji power. That's why he bought me this, but unfortunately, I'm taking tea with it. Ladies and gentlemen, let us focus. Why do I strongly believe that William Ruto must finish Rigathi Gachagua for him to survive politically speaking? He must ensure that Rigathi Gachagua is impeached, because the moment Rigathi Gachagua is impeached, what's going to happen is that he will not be eligible to contest for any political seat in the Republic of Kenya in future. Why am I saying that Ruto must finish Rigathi Gachagua? Because if you want, I can take this to any bank. Number one, Rigathi Gachagua is going to finish William Ruto's allies in the mountain if he will survive. Politically speaking, he's going to finish them. Can you imagine Rigathi Gachagua rattled? These members of parliament voted against him. Then by chance, he survives. In fact, one of the main reasons why most of William Ruto's allies from the mountain voted to impeach Rigathi Gachagua is because of the fear that if they don't impeach him, then they are going to be in trouble. And their prayer is that Kenyans or the mountain shall have forgotten about Rigathi Gachagua if he's impeached in the next 1 year. So William Ruto must ensure that Rigathi is finished. If he won't do that, I can assure him, problem. Number two, if Rigathi Gachagua is going to survive, then it's going to get emboldened. We are going to see a more bold Rigathi Gachagua. We know the kind of a person Rigathi Gachagua is. We know. Very strategic, but not that very strategic. He makes blunder, he pretends to be a fool, and sometimes he's not. Right now, if Rigathi is impeached, he will try to prove a point here and there. With the time, his influence is going to disappear, just like Mike Sonko's influence has disappeared in Nairobi. He must I doubt if William Ruto will be willing to have a more bold Rigathi Gachagua, who knows that this guy betrayed me, this guy betrayed me. Number three, Rigathi Gachagua, if he's to survive, can actually rally anti-William Ruto forces in the entire country. Because right now, in opposition, nobody has that capacity, the ability to mobilize, to rally forces together, and William Ruto forces. Raila was doing, but since Raila Odinga left, nobody. Kalonzo cannot even go to Kisumu, cannot even go to Kakamega. You only wait for some events in Nairobi. Wamalwa, I'm not so sure whether he's serious. He can make a cabinet secretary again. Uhuru has taken some political break. Of course, he's also undergoing some medication. So Rigathi is the only one, with the bitterness, is the only one who can easily rally anti-William Ruto forces. That is something William Ruto would not want to deal with right now. So he must be finished. Once it's finished, very few people would want to associate with him. Number four is what I call Uhuru Kenyatta factor. Uhuru Kenyatta has some unfinished business with William Ruto. Rigathi Gachagua has also fallen out with William Ruto, which means Rigathi Gachagua also has some unfinished business with William Ruto. Uhuru lost in the mountain because of Rigathi. But I've always told you, politics about interest. Rigathi's interest and Uhuru's interest, in my view, are converging. Those two can make life very difficult for William Ruto, especially in the mountain. And lastly, what I call the Gen Z factor. The Gen Zs have been shopping for a candidate to support. Not yet. With Rigathi Gachagua out of the picture in government, there's a possibility, because Rigathi Gachagua was even accused of mobilizing the Gen Zs. There's a possibility that they can come up with some working arrangement. There's a possibility that the Gen Zs can accept Rigathi as their own. That one is just probability. And before I conclude, let me remind William Ruto about one thing. Raila Odinga's bid for the AU. For Ruto to survive, he must ensure that Raila Odinga is elected as the chair of the African Union Commission. If Raila Odinga will not be elected, I see more trouble for William Ruto. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.